Um, I can see it too, but I don't have the same I don't have the same feeling that everybody else had that I've been getting from everybody on the internet. I thought the ending was fine. Like I didn't hate it. They took their liberties with it, but you know what? I'm gonna switch something real quick. I feel like that they did a lot different with this game that they did with remake. Remake, I feel like was still a better put together game. Like I feel like it was a better package deal. Yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, exactly, and they're not. This is not a true remake from Final Fantasy VII. This is pretty much Final Fantasy VII X2 or X whatever, X3, whatever you want to call it, or whatever, or Cloud Returns Final Fantasy VII, whatever you want to call that. I would definitely call it more like that than I would an actual like a Resident Evil remake or any of those ones. Those are actually true remakes. This is something completely different, but again, they should have told people about that. I'm going to start with the stuff that, yeah, no. To me, I'm like, okay, she's gone. I thought that at the end it was going to be like, oh, okay, there's the Aerith from that was sick the entire time, and there was the Aerith that we played with this entire time, and then the Aerith that was sick the entire time was the one that. But it turns out it was both of them. So I'm going to start with the stuff I actually really liked about this game. First, it was the soundtrack and the graphics are absolutely beautiful in this game. I think it looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see the Rebirth concert in August. I think that's going to be really good. Roche, I really liked what they did with him. I did not like what they did with Biggs. But a lot of the stuff that they introduced, a lot of the characters that you didn't get to know from the original game, like Barrett's wife and things like that, I like things like that. I love the backstory that they did with Aeris's mom during the trials. Well, actually, all the trials things were really good. Tifa, I just felt like they wrote that one off. It was just like, here's exactly what happened, basically. But here's the introducing of Kid Cloud for the next game, essentially. There were some things I really liked, side quest wise. There were some of the side quests that I felt like, okay, this stuff should have been part of the main story. Some of the Proto Relic quests were like that. The end result that they gave you for the Proto Relic quests, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. That they gave you for the Proto Relic quests. We'll get to the stuff I don't. But there were some things that I was like, they did some things justice. The combat system was really good. Yuffie was by far my favorite character to play as in this game, combat-wise. Kate Sith was the one I really wanted to like a lot. I really wanted him to be like a better in combat, but I don't know if I just didn't play with him enough or he just came too late in the game. But I didn't get the feel of him throughout the game. The first half of the game, I really liked his character and everything. I liked Barrett. I felt like they changed a little bit too much of that. I did like the little bit of a dynamic that they had with Barrett, but there's some things that were here and there. Am I going to get another cutscene right now? Is that what's going to happen? No? Okay. So, yummy. I thought I smelled pepperoni. So, reintroduction of Zack was like, okay, I kind of expected them to do something along those lines, just because of the fact that they re-released Crisis Core Reunion, and they wouldn't do that if they didn't want you in order to. This is Zack. He's important to this game. We didn't talk about him much in the last game, but you should know who this person is. So that whole the whole dynamic was kind of confusing with Zack. I didn't hate it. So, oh god, what else did I really like? Oh god, the girls, Aerith, Tifa, and Yuffie. They did those three characters so much justice in this game. Like they made me love these characters. As much as I already liked Aerith and Tifa from before, Yuffie I was like, okay, I'm here, and I was kind of here and there with from the old game, but going to this game, top notch character. Like she is freaking amazing in this game. The fact that she only got like a 2-hour, yes, 100% Torius. Yeah, Yuffie was so much better in this game than any other iteration that you've seen her in. That includes the Crisis Core version, that includes the original 7. Yuffie was definitely like, we love this character and we're going to make you love this character, much like you fell in love with Jessie from the last game. I definitely felt that, and it, like I said, she was my favorite person in combat. The dynamic that they had with Tifa and Aerith throughout the entire game, 2 thumbs up. I love that. I love them so much. I guess I'll kind of move on to some of the stuff I really didn't like. Too many taking liberties. Too much fluff. Way too much fluff. Like entirely too much fluff. They put this is the first disc after Midgar for the original 7, and I played this game for almost 120 hours trying in order to do everything before I got to the end of the game, and I know I didn't finish everything. Oh, go back to stuff I liked. Queen's Blood, solid card game, really liked it. But like that. Talking about the Protocol Relic quests, almost everything except for Fort Condor was a dud for me. I hated almost all of that. Yeah, exactly, Torius. And I don't think they keep saying, oh, part 3 is going to be the end, blah, blah, blah. There is no way that part 3 is going to be the end. Because you have so much to do for disc 2, and you've got, I don't want to like go into the super big details of what happens in disc 2 from the original game, but there's a lot there. There is a lot there that they're going to have to do, and the thing is, they changed so much, like with the weapons, which is something else I didn't like. They introduced them in this game, and I kind of wish that they just would have left that alone. They shouldn't have introduced that at all. I think that would have been a great, if they would have taken their time with it, I felt like that the designs would have been a lot better in the next game. Oh God, what else? There were some side quests that I just felt like this is completely unnecessary. I didn't need the Pothead Chocobo Sage. I didn't need all that. I mean, I haven't even done the Chocobo races. Like, I did the initial one just to get me through, and I haven't even touched that yet. I know that they redid, after the second half of the game, there's more gold saucer stuff. I'm going to do all that stuff off stream, because I am not going to do any of that on stream anymore. I'm pretty much done with this game on stream as far as that goes. Going back to something that I liked, I love the design of all the Chocobos. The Chocobos are amazing. But that brings me to my point of stuff I didn't like, what's like the weapons and the Moogles. Why are the Moogles terrifying in this game? I mean, I remember looking back at Rebirth, and I'm like, oh, those Moogles, they're kind of cute. You know, it was very subtle. They only had it when you summoned the Fat Chocobo and Chocobo Mog. You know, and I'm like, I love Moogles. I've loved, and I've never had a design issue with any of the Moogles until this game. I'm like, you guys, they were just like, we want you to hate Moogles for some reason in this game, and I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. I felt like they could have done anything with that, and that's the direction they chose to go with it. And I'm like, you guys are freaking ridiculous. Mohammed Arisa, just freaking call him Neo Bahamut. Just call him what he freaking is. Okay. Going back again to stuff I liked. The summoning designs on all the summons, really good. Bahamut could have been bigger. Odin was really cool. Alexander gave me Final Fantasy XIV vibes. And honestly, this Alexander is probably one of my favorite Alexanders designs from any Final Fantasy, and that's saying something. Yes, Torius. Yeah, we talked about that a couple streams ago. Bahamut should have been way bigger. I mean, overall, I did not hate this game, but there were some things about this game that made me more frustrated than any other Final Fantasy that I have ever played, and I have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like to completion. Some of them like 100%. 11 I did not play as much. 12 I played to 100% completion. 13, 2 I played with platinum trophies. I never played Lightning Returns because 14 it came out. 14 I've been playing. I have like 8,000 hours in 14. 15 I played. I have a platinum trophy for that too. Never played the DLC. I still really liked it, but I have to go back and do some of the stuff in there. But none of those games. Oh, 16. 16 is another one. None of those games made me as angry as I got at some points in this game. Like head throbbing angry, like with some of the things that they did. And I'm just like, that's not what I expected from this. Like I expected to have like a good old time through this. Like, oh my God, Red 13's voice made me so angry. Like I had so many things that I thought in my head they could have done with it. And I kind of had it spoiled because Sebi was talking about it beforehand, and I was just like, oh shit, okay, that's something I get to look forward to. I was not prepared. I was not freaking prepared for what they did to Red 13 and his voice. I was absolutely not happy. Yeah, no, that happened today, was with the scene with Barrett and the Black Material. I feel like that they gave Barrett a lot of like, hey, Barrett is like Sephiroth, and he got a lot of his lines from the original game, and I'm like, that's just weird. Like, those are just weird choices that they made. Yeah, and that. You know what, Torius? You bring up a good point. Two things: Yuffie and Kate Sith didn't even try to hide who they were at all. Like, didn't even try. Like, they were like, oh, I'm a materia hunter. I'm gonna take your shit. Not yet, but I'm gonna do it. Kate Sith, I work for Shinra. Like, right out the gate. And the thing is, like, we all knew it. We all knew it was coming. And then literally, as soon as the Keystone came in, it's just like, oh, I'm betraying you. I'm like, well, no shit. No shit we were gonna do that. Like, it's like you gave away what was gonna happen before it actually happened. No, I don't think they could have. I think they should have saved it. Like they could have made subtle hints about Yuffie, but I thought that I didn't think it was a good play. But yes, Tiny Shinra Spy, they screwed that up. They screwed that up bad. But that being said, after the part where I thought where K-Sif was gonna step in, and do that part of the game that he did in the temple. I like that part. I like that part a lot. It actually made me like emotional for a second there, and I was grabbing onto this one because of it. Yes, this is my Mushi, but she's been my tiny Shinra spy this whole time because she looks just like K-Sith. Okay, I'll put you back. Stop pretending that you have claws. There you go. I mean, I like the Turks. I love the fact that we got to actually do something with sung, to sing, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. He finally got, some spotlight. He was like, this is my favorite version of Sung, now. From the original to Crisis Core to this one. Favorite version of Sung. I thought he was really good. Elena. Top tier Elena. Like such a big character development from Elena in this game. Why did we have Reno? Why did we have Reno throughout a lot of this game? Like, they just said, I'm taking a vacation. Like, with Reno. And I'm like, that seems like a choice that didn't need to be made. Okay, I'm sorry, Kat. I took so much hair away from you. Yeah, no, Reno, I'm like, dude, I thought he wasn't even going to be in the game for a minute there until we got to the Temple of the Ancients. And then I'm like, okay, where were you this whole time? I'm like, you weren't hurt that bad from the last game. Like, how they had Rude actually be a predominant character in the Midgard part of the game. Great decision making. Taking Reno out of a lot, like 90% of this game, bad decision making. Just makes no sense. But maybe they did that just to where they could play Elena up more, and I'm not mad at that decision. What else? The Nibelheim. I'm not sure how I feel about Nibelheim, because I didn't hate what they did in this game, but it's so drastically different from the original that it kind of just it legitimately made me confused. And again, that's something that Evan has taught me since the beginning of one of my first streams. The curse of knowledge has been doing this to me, where I'm just like, oh, you know stuff, so that means that's kind of plays into what you're doing here. Sid. Let's talk about Sid for a second. We'll get to Vincent in a moment, but Sid. No problem, Torius. I'm going to keep talking because I'm planning on posting this later for YouTube. But what? I feel like that they took a Sid from a different Final Fantasy game and put him into this one, and they just erased the old Sid from existence. Like, I understand, like, you can't have him swearing every other word, but even though it's rated teen, you can have him smoke at least. You can have him swear every once in a while. You can tell people to sit in their goddamn seats. It's just little things that they could have done, and they just didn't do it. And they really just, like, the way they introduced him, I was like, oh, cool, Sid's here, and then that was it for me for Sid. It was just like, oh, cool, Sid's here, and then that's it. That's the only good moment I got out of Sid from this entire game, which is very opposite feeling from almost every other Final Fantasy game I've played. Vincent. First, I'm just going to say that Matt Mercer is one of my favorite voice actors from a lot of stuff that he's done. I love him as Captain Levi from Attack on Titan, Jotaro Kujo. I just watched all JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so he's freaking amazing in all of that from beginning to end as soon as they introduce him. I think he did a really good job voicing Vincent. Oh my god, I turned into a giant sweat lord when I fought him. I was just like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" Like I haven't felt that sweaty since I fought Titan in Final Fantasy 16. That was just like, "Oh shit, I am in it right now." And I was after that fight, I'm like, "I'm done. I gotta go to bed or something because he just set me up a wall for a hot minute." But I look forward to what they're going to do with Vincent in the next game, and I really hope that they like because you know his limit breaks are going to be him turning into these awesome creatures or whatever. And I don't know like how far they're going to take it. Like, is he just going to have the one form? Is he going to have four forms? You know, are we going to have three forms, and then we're going to save the last one for the final game, which I'm assuming is what they're going to do. Um, yeah, yeah. Vincent was good. I wish there was more of him. I just wish there was more. Um, I liked what they did with the card game for him. Like that wasn't a bad thing at all. I really didn't mind that at all. Um, but so the ending, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. But that being said, little me, original Final Fantasy VII, didn't love the original ending for Final Fantasy VII either. But I didn't understand it as well then as I do now. Now I think, oh my god, it was a great ending. Now it makes sense to me. But this ending, it's an ending. It wasn't great, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was the worst. I'm gonna switch it back now just to make sure that there's no other thing going on for this. But I give it a 7 out of 10, and that's being nice.